Hello everyone, and today I'm going to talk about Batman Issue 22, the third part of the Button crossover with the Flash, and it basically gives us a recap of what Flashpoint is. I will finally, I'm going to explain what Flashpoint is. Basically this, Barry went back in time to save his mother and then fucked up the timeline, so we have a giant big paradox, and the big giant changes are Superman is an experiment, Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war, and Hal Jordan is never Green Lantern. There's something else. Oh yeah, Bruce Wayne died in the alley, not his parents, and Thomas became Batman. And a very different Batman, I'll explain when I talk about the story and the crux of the main plot. And Martha, why you say that name? The Joker. It's like, that's basically what Flashpoint is. And the end of that story, Flashpoint was meant to be gone. It was, Barry stopped his other self to save his mom, and we got the New 52, and Flashpoint was gone and done. We thought, we got the letter that was a really cool scene. Somehow, someone's keeping Flashpoint alive, and we find that out. Like that's like the first couple of pages. That's like, understandably so. Thomas goes out and punches Barry because he's like, you say, my son will be safe, he'll be fine, and this world will be gone, and all that kind of stuff, and it's still here. Like, he's like pissed. And now the Amazons and the Atlanteans are coming out, teaming up and coming after me because of what I did, and it has that kind of a really nice friction. But the most, I think, me as a Bat fan, I had to announce this every single time there's a Bat missing. Me as a Bat fan, I just love the interactions, the emotional beats out through the story, and so much coolness. Because Flash, basically, I won't lie, Barry's case was like, for the entire issue, is basically explaining maybe what has happened and fixing the cosmic treadmill. Basically, Barry's role in this, it's all on the emotional beats of Bruce and Thomas, because it is, I am going to repeatedly say this again, this is father meeting son. This is a long, decent relationship that they thought they would never have again because their version of them died, and it's this beautiful comeback forward. Bruce mentioning that, mentioning to Thomas that I'm your grandfather. I have a son. It's so great. It's so good. Come with me. All that kind of stuff. And Thomas is like, oh my god, there's so much things I want to say that I didn't write in that letter. I wish I said it to you. But P.S. Seeing them in their bat suits fighting each other, and the thing about Thomas's difference with Bruce is he uses guns, and not as like he uses guns to wound people. He's basically Big Daddy. He kills Yo-Yo, who's basically Harley Quinn. And he's like, where's the Joker? I'm not telling you. Off the building. That's how different Thomas is to Bruce. And it is so awesome seeing father and son fighting, the Atlanteans and the Amazons, and it's like this whole beat, even every punch, it's like, they're uniting at last, and uniting as one. But the most emotional, the ones that it gives you like, god damn it, you gave me the tears. Really, I was expecting to get excitement and like, wow, that's awesome and all that kind of stuff, but you gave me the feels. Is at the end, when they basically say, Thomas is like, Bruce is like, come with us, and Thomas is like, no, I have to die with us, die with this universe. Slowly, Flashpoint is whizzing away by we don't know what, and the emotional beats. The thing that gave me the feels mostly is like, logically, Bruce is like, fuck off, you are going with us, you're going to meet my son, and everything's going to be handy dandy. I'm going to drag your ass, and Flash is like pulling Bruce away and onto the treadmill and all that kind of stuff. But the words that Thomas is basically saying to Bruce is the stuff that he wanted to write on the letter that he didn't, was this: don't be Batman. Find happiness, please. You don't have to do this. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for your mother. And be a father for your son in a way I could never be. And then it's Flashpoint's gone, and Bruce is just shattered. And the final bits of this scene with Bruce and Thomas, and how the final the last page with Thomas is him saying this: don't get put down, they rise. And it's this whole whipping thing, and then he fades away, and it's like, when that happened, you're like, god damn, this is such goodness, this is such a thing. Now, when we're back in the Speed Force, let's me explaining everything, for the Flashpoint. While we're back in the Speed Force, Bruce is like, Barry, there must be a way, and Barry's like, I'm sorry, Bruce, no, there isn't. But while saying that, here comes the Reverse Flash, and we find out that this is set. The Reverse Flash is about to meet the creator of the button, who owns the button. He's going to own and he's seconds away from death. And that's how our issue ends. And that's, I gave my thoughts. It has the feels, it's that everything, it comes a roll. And when you hear like when you hear the words, the reasons why, for the last 80 years, the reason why Bruce becomes Batman is because the weights of the parents, I will avenge you, mother and father, and become dressed as a bat, and I shall become Bat for the last 80 years. And then you find out that, no, only we wanted you, if we die, was have a good life and be happy. And you're like, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? It's like we're exiting the loss of the parents thing, and that's going to be the crux of interested things for me.